All right, now listen. If Hunter's watching this, Hunter, understand I am not the one speaking. Okay, this is C-Jack 525. All right, he's the one speaking. All right, so if he speak ill about you, just know that I don't condone everything he's saying. All right, I have my recommendations and I have my suggestions. All right, but I promise you, I don't have anything to do with this man's talking about, okay? My focus is on the Judgment Day, the past members, and the present, okay? I'm not focusing on nobody but Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, Dominic Mysterio, and Finn Balor, all right? I ain't talking about nobody. Hey, listen, if he ain't mentioned any of those names, I don't want to have nothing to do with it, okay? Like I said, we're going to let this video ride out. I'll give my thoughts and opinions, but if I say a fact, I'm only going to speak about the ones that I have a complaint about, okay? But everything else, I'm going to let the man speak, okay? And that's for anybody that's associated with Triple H, all right? But we're going to go ahead and get started with this video. If you guys want to subscribe to this channel, here's a screenshot right here. We're not going to waste no time. Let's go ahead and get to this video, all right? Because I'm telling you, C-Jack is going to go crazy on this one. And like I said, but these are his words, sir. I'm not trying to co-sign. I just want to play his words. All right? It's for the audience.
Y'all, WWE is an absolute and utter disaster, right? It is. It is a disaster right now, and there's no other way around it. Now, obviously, I've been saying for months at this point, predicting that this was going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. And sadly, the time has come. Because the truth is that ever since WrestleMania 40, WWE has gotten worse and worse and worse month over month. It's as simple as that. No one can sit there with a straight face and be like, wow, since Mania 40, man, things have just been on the up and up for this company. They've just been incredible. Things have only gotten better. They've only been, getting even more grandiose and more amazing. No one believes that, and nobody's saying that. The only people who are saying that lie are people like Triple H and some of the wrestlers like Cody Rhodes. It's as simple as that, right? Triple H knew that this was coming. I don't know how I've never brought this up before, but everything that I'm about to say is going to be 100% accurate, and you can go look it up and find the interviews for yourself. Triple H, in early 2024, said, right, verbatim, that he did not know what to do after Cody Rhodes finished his story and won the championship. He had no idea what to do with the championship reign and what to do with Cody Rhodes, because the original plan, as we all know, was for Rock and Roman to fight at Mania 40 Night 2 main event, and Roman Reigns was going to retain that championship and then proceed to break Hogan's record later on in the year. And that was as simple as that. And then eventually, Cody would finish the story and take the belt from him, or maybe Cena would take the belt from him on his retirement tour, etc. But Roman was supposed to retain versus The Rock at WrestleMania 40 Night 2 main event. And Triple H knew that he had nothing to do with Cody if Cody were to win the championship. And Cody won the championship, and surprise, surprise, no one knows what to do with Cody Rhodes. He comes out every single week and has nothing to say. He has nothing to do, and he has nothing to offer. And Triple H did not believe in Cody Rhodes, because at the end of the day, this is Stardust, right? It's Stardust. No disrespect to Cody Rhodes, but you are never, ever going to be able to go from Stardust to being an actual believable main event level quality guy. And now he has the belt, so you would think he's main event level quality, but then you listen to him speak. You look at him barely wrestle. You look at his feuds. You look at his stories. You look at his matches, his catalog of matches since becoming champion, and you realize that from top to bottom, this dude is a jobber. Once a jobber, always a jobber, like I've been saying, right? It is what it is. Cody Rhodes just doesn't have it. And Triple H knew he didn't have it, but because the fans, but by the way, this is a bombshell that no one talks about, the fans are partly responsible for why the product is the way that it is. It's not a good product partly because of the fans. It's not all their fault. This is mainly on Triple H and the roster and WWE as a whole, but the fans play a role because they wanted this, right? They wanted Cody Rhodes to finish his story and get his championship. And now you have it. And now you have one of the worst eras of WWE ever. Ever! And what it comes down to is that along with Cody Rhodes having zero direction, this is what hurts the company the most. If your main event scene has zero direction, then you're not going to be able to do anything. As no matter what anybody says, right, about the roster as stacked as it's ever been, WWE's the best it's ever been, these fans are liars. The fans have been the ones who fell for the dupe. They fell for the lies that Triple H and WWE were selling them. This era is the best ever. It's a big boom. It's this, it's that. It's not. It's not. And the fans, for some odd reason, have fallen into the trap of believing that this is the best era in professional wrestling history, that this roster is the most stacked it's ever been, that Cody Rhodes is transcending the business to new heights, like he's elevated. He's not doing that. And even Paul Heyman knows this. I remember a year ago seeing an interview with Paul Heyman leading up to Mania 39, and he was like, do you really believe that if Cody Rhodes were to win the championship, he's talking to an interviewer, he's like, do you really believe that if Cody were to win the belt, that he would be able to elevate the business and do something new with it and transcend the belt like Roman Reigns did? And because Paul Heyman knows that it's not possible. Cody Rhodes does not have it in him. And Triple H does not have it in him to book accordingly. And no matter how much people talk about it, the roster sucks. No matter how fast you are, you can't outrun your problems. It's like the Flash, right? No matter how fast he is, he can't outrun his issues and the problems that he has to face. You know, no matter how much WWE talks and talks and talks, this roster sucks. It doesn't matter what combination you throw in there, it's not going to work. It isn't. And with the roster, right, people are hypocrites, but they're passively admitting that the roster sucks. For example, you have someone say the roster is as stacked as it's ever been, right, or it's amazing. But then behind closed doors, or even just in general, on videos and just people in general, say things like, oh, well, Rhea Ripley's championship reign is being hampered by the fact that she has no credible opponents, right? That was the excuse for the reason her first world championship reign, like a year and a half ago, was garbage, right? And then there was also the situation where it was like, you know, when Cody won the belt in 2024, it was like, oh, well, Cody has no credible heels to go against. But again, if the roster's as stacked as it's ever been, then that means that you would have enough depth to give him great heels to face consistently. Do you understand what I'm saying? If for example, if I have John Cena, Batista, Orton, Edge, Taker, you know what I'm saying, Shawn Michaels, etc., right? CM Punk even, he had a great, 400-day reign, or a good 400-day reign, I should say, all that stuff. If I have a roster like that, then yeah, it's going to be stacked. But if this roster is even more stacked than that, it's even better than that, apparently, but somehow, some way, Cody has no one to face, so he's fighting Solo Sikoa and Logan Paul. Are you kidding me? And Kevin Owens. Like, are you out of your mind? This roster is the most stacked it's ever been, but he's fighting jobbers after jobber after jobber. You know what I'm saying? Banger after banger.
I don't think Kevin Owens is a jobber. I mean, Logan Paul, he has his moments, but, you did give him credit for how his ability in the ring. So I don't look at him as a jobber. I do look at him as a part-timer, but he's a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I mean, me personally, I think everybody's doing all right. It's just the storylines is trash. But again, I think the more important thing I wanted to look at is Rhea. Like, why she can't face nobody new? Why she got to face the same old people? I mean, I'm hearing rumors saying that Rhea's going to face Io Sky and Bianca Belair, but I'm not so sure about that because you got to think about it. That Elimination Chamber should be for Tiffany Stratton, not Charlotte. I mean, I'm sorry, not Rhea. You know what I'm saying? I would rather for Rhea to go up against Charlotte Flair. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if it's going to come to that. I think when I look back on it, I do think that Rhea and Charlotte had the best promo because of the look on Rhea's eyes, the way she was speaking, it just seemed to me like Rhea really wants to face Charlotte. And I'm hoping that we can get that. I mean, I think that would be good booking right there. At least it will save Rhea some trouble from Liv Morgan, you know what I'm saying? But hopefully we can get that. But Charlotte hasn't came to her decision yet. And since we haven't, got a decision, maybe we'll see something Friday. But since we haven't came to that decision, again, we have to just wait and see, But I feel bad for Io Sky because I really wish she would have had that match with Rhea at Elimination Chamber. But I don't know. I'm just going to let C-Jack talk because, my focus is on the Judgment Day. So, shout out to Kevin Owens. Shout out to Cody Rhodes. You know what I mean? Shout out to Solo. But this is C-Jack's topic, not mine. I mean, when he spoke about Rhea, I just feel like I needed to spoke on that. But I do think that Rhea needs some new opponents. She shouldn't be facing the same people. Like Nia Jax, Liv Morgan, she should be facing somebody different. And I think her facing Io Sky is different, but the problem is you having her face after Elimination Chamber, and that's to me that's a how can I say it? That's a lazy booking. If you ask me, that's a lazy booking, because why would you have her face after Elimination Chamber? Like, how does that make sense? Like, I don't know who you're trying to book for Elimination Chamber, but this is why my recommendation is to have hire a bookkeeper, so that way anything goes wrong, you can blame it on that person, instead of people blaming it on you, Like, I would rather for Hunter to just focus on the business and not focus on the bookings, and just hire somebody to do that for him, somebody with a creative mindset, you know what I'm saying? That would trust in their own abilities and their own instinct, It's to save him some trouble, because the last thing I want him to do is to get canceled because, somebody in the cut is trying to do him like Vince McMahon. You get what I'm saying? The reason why we need to get rid of Vince McMahon, because he was just, doing the most, And I ain't going to go further detail, but, these allegations that were put on him was mainly just to get him out of here, And I thought, having Hunter will help the business. And it is, but it's not helping the bookings. And that's the problem. But the storylines is not as organized. But again, maybe I'm just looking at Rhea and Liv, but I'm not, or the women's division, but I'm not really looking at the men, because I don't really, pay attention to the men, Only video that I watched from Raw was Gunther versus Jey Uso, when they were attacking each other. But everybody else, I kind of just slept on it. Well, not the AJ and Dominic Mysterio. I just saw that. But everything else, I just kind of just left it alone. So, let's get back to the video.
After banger, burger after burger after burger, and I can't stop thinking about pork. This is an absolute and utter joke. The roster's as best as it's ever been, but no one has any credible opponents. They speak out of both sides of their mouth because their heart knows that the roster sucks, but their head, and what they're being told is doing completely different thing, right? The cognitive dissonance amongst the fan base is egregious, and we're seeing it in front of our face. Now, reason number one, because there's multiple different things we have to talk about as to why WWE is an absolute disaster, and this is something new that I don't think I've really discussed much before. The fact is, Raw and SmackDown are the basis of WWE, and currently, they suck. SmackDown is garbage, right? At least it's so bad that you laugh at it, right? Like I've been talking about the Morbius quality, of course. And then Raw is just garbage. There is no actual reason to tune into SmackDown or Raw every single week. And this is evident by the fact that you can just watch the shows and see it for yourself. I have reviewed every Raw and every SmackDown for the last 6 to 7 months at this point. And I can comfortably say that out of probably, how many episodes of Raw and SmackDown is that? There's 7 months, right? You get 4 episodes of Raw and SmackDown each month. So that's, so what is that, bro? That's 8, eight episodes per month times 7, that's 56. So 56 episodes of Raw and SmackDown have been reviewed on this channel. Out of all of those episodes, if I were to go back and watch from the beginning all the way to today, February 11th, as of the making of this video, I would probably be able to confirm to you guys that maybe 10 or 8 to 10 episodes max out of that 56 were genuinely good to great episodes. Only 10 episodes out of 56. The other 46 are mid or awful. So that lets you know everything you need to know. And the viewership is decreasing because of this, right? They went global on Netflix, and the streaming, on the first episode, the premiere episode, they did 5.9 million viewers. By now, it's been about a month, so it's probably 6 million people total, around that at least, have seen, the Raw premiere on Netflix. And since then, you can see the viewership has gone down by over 2 million.
Wow, this is crazy. I didn't even know their viewership was going down like this. Y'all gotta screenshot this. If y'all want to screenshot this, go right ahead. But yeah, this ain't looking good. I wonder what it looks like now. Let me check. Okay, so that's not bad. That's the third. I wonder what it looks like now. But 3.1 is not bad, at least for the third. Every other, I gotta go check. But damn. The numbers. It's like, I don't know, 2 million is not bad, but 5.9 mil is much better. But that's January the 6th, though. It ain't looking like that now, but 3.1 is not bad. But y'all can comment down below and let me know what y'all think about the global chart. But at least it went up to 2 mil, you know. But y'all comment down below, let me know about that. But feel free to screenshot. If y'all want to talk about it with the group chat or whatnot, or your friends or whatnot. But I don't know, it's not bad to me, but it might be bad to others, maybe corporations. But I don't know. I don't know too much about that. But shoot, yeah, it's I don't know, man. I'm not sure. Hopefully those numbers will go back up. But the only way it can go back up is if you hire a new bookkeeper and, come up with some better stories and, use some better opponents. NXT is killing it. Every other is like, But that's why people like NXT and AEW because, there's some creativity. No disrespect, but it's just one of those things, I just got done watching TNA Hardcore Moments, and that was back when TNA was in its prime, back when Jeff Jarrett was around, So, yeah, that shit sucked, man. But, it's not over yet. We'll see how it goes through the next, 10 months. We'll see how it goes. But so far, I don't see nothing different, but damn.
Why else would the viewership be going down by over 2 million? I understand with movies, for example, right? Box office doesn't determine how good a movie is, just like viewership doesn't determine how good a movie is, but viewership determines the level of the general audience's intrigue in wrestling. That's what the viewership number shows me. And when I see that you had 6 mil globally, right, which is not even that good of a number realistically. You're streaming to hundreds of millions of people and only 6 million people are choosing to turn in. And now it's only a little over 3 million are choosing to tune in, right? And there's multiple reasons. Obviously, Netflix is behind a paywall. No one feels like doing all the streaming services. They prefer to just watch it on cable or whatever, or for a cheaper streaming service. So that's part of the reason why the viewership isn't as high. Plus, wrestling sucks right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, WWE sucks. So, it is what it is. But either way you look at it, losing millions of viewers in just a 1 month span is an awful sign as a business. It's awful. That means that your shows are not giving people a reason to tune in because they're not. All you have to do is go watch somebody review the episodes of Raw or SmackDown, or you just tune in and watch the little YouTube segments they put together, the 2 or 3 minute YouTube segments, or go on TikTok and watch some Santi Zap reaction clips because honestly, those are the best bet. Like if you miss a segment, like whenever I miss a segment or anything like that, just go watch the Santi clips. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Santi Zap. But that's really just what it is, right? You just watch the clips, bro, and you'll catch up easily. Nothing's happening on these shows, so you watch the 2 minute clip of whatever you're interested in, and that's it. You move on to next week. You know how WWE does the 1 hour things? That's like the story of so-and-so and so-and-so leading up to Mania this, right? Like the story of Cody and Roman leading up to Mania 40. And it's just in like an hour-long video, and then you watch it and you're caught up completely. That's all you have to do. You don't need to sit there and watch this stuff for hours a week, but it's for the love of the game, right? I love Marvel since I was a little kid. I love DC, so whenever they drop a new movie, I'm likely going to be watching it in the theater. Do you see what I'm saying? It's as simple as that, bro. So now we're at a point where, because I've watched wrestling for so long, I took a break for like 8 years, obviously, but then I came back, of course, and now I'm going to watch it consistently, right? I get to talk about it. I love talking about the stuff that I, watch in media and entertainment. So this is perfect. You know what I'm saying? I get to talk about it more and more, right? But so I'm going to be watching it, consistently week to week regardless. But the fact is that if you're a casual viewer or just a viewer in general, like I don't like watching this stuff sometimes. It's garbage, right? It sucks. So I know that the general audience, right, freaking whatever. What's an example here, right? Joey in France, or so I say Joey, Joey in France. You think he's tuning in to watch Raw on Netflix, right? You think Cody from like Czech Republic is choosing to watch Netflix and watch Raw? Are you kidding me? No one's watching this garbage. So stop the nonsense. And then you also have to factor in that nothing happens on these shows. Every single SmackDown or Raw can be summed up by the main attraction of the show comes out, cuts a promo, and this schedules a match for them the next week or the week after. Or they just go out there and say nonsense for 15 minutes. Like Cody Rhodes comes out and says, I respect you, I love you, Jay, I'm proud of you, we even got some libations together. Like, what are you talking about? We got some libations together. Nobody knows who this dude is. If you ask somebody in like Italy who Cody Rhodes is, they're going to look at you and laugh and keep walking and offer you a slice of pizza. Like, come on, man. Nobody cares about Cody Rhodes in the mainstream, right? This guy's a jobber. So I don't know why Cody Rhodes is talking about we have libations together. We have libations. Like, dude, stop it. Stop. Then you have the predictable matches, and you get the same collection of matches, right? So, for example, you got Jimmy Uso and Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga a few weeks ago. Then you get Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. Then you get Tama Tonga versus LA Knight. And then it's LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. And then Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga versus LA Knight and Damian Priest. And now this week, it's going to be Damian Priest versus, guess who? Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman. It's the same collection of matches every week. How many times did we see Bayley versus Nia Jax? Or Nia Jax and Candice versus Bayley and Naomi? Or Nia Jax versus Naomi? Or Naomi versus Candice LeRae? It's the same matches. They give you the same matches, so you already know who the winner's going to be. It's going to be the collection of the same stories, and it's not interesting. And all of WWE's top stars, this is another thing we need to talk about, this roster sucks. It's over, right? Your best guys are Roman Reigns and John Cena, indisputably. And John Cena's washed in the ring. But at least in terms of star power and, on the mic, he can still contribute. But the problem is he's not there to contribute. He's been on one Raw in the 2 months since his retirement tour, and he's not going to be on any Raws leading up to Chamber. So by March 1st, he will have been on a total of one Raw in 90 days or 60 days, right? It's as simple as that. It's over. If your top stars are not even going to show up, and they're not even going to wrestle, and they're not even going to build anything of these PLEs or any stories or any feuds until they were like 1 month out from Mania, then it's over. There's nothing to say anymore. This roster stinks. Roman Reigns is one of the greatest of all time. John Cena, in my opinion, is arguably the greatest of all time. But the fact is that we're at a point now where they're not contributing. They're not contributing anything. They're not doing video segments. They're not being on Raws or SmackDowns. They're not doing any video packages. They're sure as heck not wrestling any matches. And they're not even, when they show up to PLEs, they're wrestling maybe for like 10 minutes max, right? Roman Reigns is in the Rumble. He has maybe like 5 minutes of offense. John Cena has maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes of offense, right? That's all they got. It's over. It's over. The roster stinks, And when you look back at it, Triple H already, like I said, he knew this was coming, and he didn't do anything about it. There's nothing he can do. This roster stinks. It doesn't matter what collections of people you put together, it isn't going to work. And now on to the next reason that I have to add new elements to, because the more I think about Mania 41 season, the more I realize how over this is. The WWE fandom praised Triple H to a point of no return. They treated this guy like he was the greatest booker of all time, like he was a legend, like he was this, he was that, he was amazing, he did all these things, but he didn't do anything, right? Yeah, Mania 39, I thought it was great. Mania 40, yeah, I thought it was great. But the fact is that outside of those Manias, right, the in-between from Mania to Mania, or from Mania to Rumble, or from Mania to SummerSlam, is always awful. It always is under Triple H the last 2.5 years. It's been bad, right? There's no notable things that take place in between these PLEs anymore, because at the end of the day, all Triple H does is build these long-form, quote-unquote, long-form stories to build into these moments at Mania. Other than that, he has nothing to do. Like, are you really excited to watch, like, Bash in Berlin, or Clash at the Castle, or these C-tier PLEs, you know what I'm saying, like Fastlane and Payback, it's not going to work. It isn't going to work. And I don't know how many times we have to sit here and watch the awful booking of Triple H before we realize that this dude sucks at his job. WWE is not being promoted the way it used to. They're trying to feed into all these different markets, and it's not working. It's not working. Right? When I was growing up, there's plenty of situations where when I was in middle school, for example, right, or elementary. So basically from, middle school and elementary is what, like 7 or 8 years old to like maybe when you're 14, right? Something like that. All that time, right, you had situations where I would be in class and teachers would be talking to each other about wrestling. Or students would be talking to each other about wrestling. When we would visit the high school, high schoolers would be talking to each other about wrestling. Kids my age, kids in middle school, kids in high school, young adults, teachers, everybody was talking about wrestling, or at least, multiple people were talking about wrestling, and they would wear their merch, right? You'd walk around, you see someone in a Cena shirt, or in a Triple H shirt, or the go-to was, the DX shirts, what I'm saying, or the Randy Orton shirts, right? This is just a Jeff Hardy, right? These are the type of things that people used to be interested in, because wrestling used to be mainstream, like a decade and back, pretty much, from like 2014 and back, it was pretty mainstream, right? It just was. And now, you're in a situation, when is the last time you've actually seen someone wear a WWE shirt that wasn't a John Cena shirt, or a Roman Reigns shirt, or a CM Punk shirt? Like, be honest with yourself. No one's wearing anything that has nothing to do with those guys, right? Nobody's wearing Gunther merch, right? Hilariously, right? My brother got me a Gunther shirt for Christmas as a joke, which was absolutely hilarious, right? That got a massive pop out of me on Christmas, it was absolutely amazing. But the fact is that no one's actually willingly buying Gunther merch to wear it in public. You think I've worn that Gunther shirt in public, right? That's an around the house shirt. It's the same thing with Cody Rhodes merch. Nobody's buying Cody Rhodes merch to wear it outside, unless you're like 8 years old max.
I mean, that's how I feel about the Live and Dom shirts. I mean, even though WWE is labeling it like it's the most popular, I would rather for people to buy a shirt or a hoodie that has Live space on it than for them to buy a Live and Dirty shirt with Dom and Live on it. I mean, I hate that people even want to buy this when they know that they're not going to wear it outside of the house unless they're going to the arena to see the WWE superstars. I just think $34 for a shirt or a hoodie is just a waste. Well, a hoodie I understand, but a shirt, nah, fam. I'd rather spend 20 than spend 30 when I need that 30 for gas. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's ridiculous how they sell merch and they charging these prices, and people, when you're not even going to wear it to school or you're not going to wear it to work, it's just pointless. You're not even going to wear it when you go out and hang out with your friends. You're probably going to wear, something different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even see people wearing any type of shirt that relates to Liv Morgan or Dominic Mysterio, but they only do it when they're at home or they only do it when they're online, you feel me? So it's just weird, man. It's just fucking weird, I hate that, that WWE continues to believe that people are fucking with Liv and Dom, but the reality of it is ain't nobody fucking with Liv and Dom. They just doing it for clout, and that's just what it is, People would rather wear a Yeet shirt than wear a Live and Dirty shirt. That's just what it is. Like football players are even wearing Yeet shirts, because they fuck with Jey Uso, But they also fuck with the old timers, like John Cena, Randy Orton, like they fuck with them, because we all grew up to them, So I hate that, I hate that people keep falling to these silly ass games, bro. But that's no disrespect. It's just, I just don't believe anybody that wear those shirts. I don't, I really don't. But as for Cody Rhodes, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even see people wear Cody Rhodes' shirts, but I do know that they wear them out. They wear them when they go to the arena, you know what I'm saying? But you just don't see them wear it outside of the house, But I don't know, maybe one day, but I know for sure nobody's wearing a Live and Dirty shirt. I'm sorry to say it. I haven't seen one person wear it. So that's my experience, But other than that, anybody that's spending money on those merch, I hope you're able to get that money back by going to work and getting a check. That's what I hope. But I do know this. When Liv and Dom split, that shirt is going to be memorable. But you better sell it for a real good price, because you're not going to get it back with the original. I'll tell you that right now. But them shirts are definitely going to decrease once those two split. Most definitely. So that $34 is probably going to go down to $29 or $26 or maybe $14 if you let it go by 2 years later, So I don't see nobody wearing that shirt. I don't. Just on social media. That's it. So let's get back to the video. But I do agree with C-Jack, though. I don't see a lot of people wearing new superstar shirts outside of the ring, you know. Maybe one day. But only shirt I would probably see somebody wear is a Yeet shirt. And hopefully one day I could see somebody wearing a Terra Twin shirt or, you know, a Rhea shirt. But other than that, I don't see a lot of people wearing it. I don't, but maybe one day. Let's get back to the video.
You know, it's over. The wrestling mainstream appeal is gone. No matter how many celebrities they show in the front row, they have Vanessa Hudgens sitting in the front row. Oh, Vanessa Hudgens. Oh, George Kittle. You know, Golden Tate, which again, Golden Tate was an above average receiver at best. They're treating this dude like he's some legend. It's Golden Tate, you know? And then you move on, you get all the other celebrities. You know, they got Molly McCulkin. You know what I'm saying? They got all these jobbers in the front rows. No one cares about any of this stuff. Matthew McConaughey showing up to WWE. You know, he didn't want to be there, but he was there anyways. Like, it is what it is, right? It's not interesting anymore. It's not mainstream enough. And so you have a situation.
You know what's crazy? I didn't even know Matthews was in this photo until I looked a little closer, and then I was just like, oh wait, that's bro. And he was literally right there, right next to Raquel and Liv. And listen, man, I hope Liv get into the Hollywood space because I would really love it if those two do a movie together. I'd love to see that. But I don't know if Matthews didn't want to be there or whatnot. But, I mean, you showed up. I mean, unless somebody paid you, you showed up. So it's kind of like, again, I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. But to say that he didn't want to be there, I have no clue. I mean, listen, I mean, the women were happy to see him. I mean, you saw the photo. So it's like, I don't know if he was drunk or whatnot, but I assume, you know, he probably was a little buzzed, but drunk, I don't know. But the fact he came by himself, OG, you know. But as for Vanessa Hudgens, I mean, at least she gave a shout out, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, she a fan of Roman, so there you go, you know what I mean? I really think she showed up for Roman, to be honest. I don't really think she showed up for anybody else. But, hey, I hope to see her at WrestleMania, hopefully, you know. Hopefully.
Where viewership is going to continue to decrease, you have nothing to suffice it with. And it is as simple as that. WWE during Mania 40 season, because The Rock was there, because Roman was there semi-consistently, The Rock was showing up unannounced and showing up pretty much every dang week at this point. Cody Rhodes was telling good stories actually for once. Seth Rollins was benefiting the story a little bit as well with his, you know, I'll be your Shield promo and all that stuff. And Rollins was injured the whole 3 months leading up to Mania. He didn't even need to wrestle. Cody didn't even need to wrestle. He wrestled maybe 1 or 2 matches in the first 4 months of 2024. And he didn't need to wrestle, right? Because when you're not wrestling, if you're replacing it with good segments, an engaging story, right, you're super over. And the fact is that people are interested in your next match and you potentially winning something or having a meaningful or great feud, right, with someone like The Rock or someone like Roman, you don't need to wrestle. Roman Reigns proved this to you in his championship reign. If he comes out twice a month, right, and gives you an S-tier segment with the Usos, or with Paul Heyman, or with Sami Zayn, or with Cody Rhodes, or with The Rock, or whatever, he doesn't need to show up every single week. All he needs to do is be there for those 2 weeks, and then he'll see at the PLE. You know, every 5-week build to a PLE, he'll be there maybe 2 or 3 times max, and that's all you need. That's it. Right? Versus you have Cody Rhodes now, who's there week in, week out to cut bad promos and build nothing. It just goes to show you. No one was complaining when Cody wasn't wrestling in the first 4 months of 2024, right? No one was complaining at all. At all. But now he's not wrestling and fans are upset. Why do you think that is? Because he has nothing to suffice. Him not wrestling now has nothing to take its place. When you're not wrestling, you can replace it with great stories and great segments and great promos and good building and good storytelling. But he's not doing that. When he's not wrestling, he's replacing it with I respect you, I love you, I have libations, and I like Wheatley. That's it. It's an embarrassment. And then obviously, Mania 41 season is atrocious. This is pretty much a done deal at this point. I don't even know. Most of the fans I'm seeing, like on X and even on YouTube and community post comment sections, in my comment sections, and other people's comment sections, and other videos in general from other people, they're all saying similar things. This WrestleMania 41 season does not feel good at all. It doesn't feel as grandiose as last year. It doesn't feel interesting at all. It's not engaging. The part-timers like Roman and Cena aren't showing up to build anything. And the matches and the booking of Triple H has simply gotten monotonous and dry. It's stale. This is a stale WrestleMania season. Solo Sikoa is feuding with Cody Rhodes again. You know, like Jey Uso's picking Gunther to fight for the World Championship. Charlotte Flair is going to be picking, Tiffany Stratton to fight. So Mania 41 is effectively cooked, right? The fans are calling it out. We're all seeing it in front of our faces. There's no intrigue to any of these storylines. No one's there to build anything. And quite frankly, this is one of the most boring WrestleMania buildups of all time. Right? Cody Rhodes versus John Cena potentially versus Cody versus CM Punk or whatever. Like even if it's a triple threat because Punk cashes in a favor, or even if it's just Cody versus Punk or Cody versus Cena, no one cares. Cody Rhodes is going to probably retain that belt, and if he loses, yeah, that would be amazing. But if he doesn't lose, then who cares? We're just going to continue to get the same garbage. Luckily, Jey Uso's probably going to take the belt off of Gunther, which would be a much-needed injection of life into that championship. But Jey Uso should have already won the world title like last year. Or at Saturday Night Main Event a few weeks ago. That's what should have happened. But instead, we have to postpone it and prolong it to now get Jey Uso versus Gunther for the fourth time in the last year at Mania. You know?
All right, where is the 4 matches? All right, we got 1 match right here. Okay, that's 1. And we got 2, right? And we got 3. So what's the 4th one? The WrestleMania one? Because I don't see no 4. I see 3, but I don't see 4. I mean, shoot. Man, I don't know what to say. I'll hold my thoughts at the end. Oh.
It's absolutely over. This Mania season has no hype. It has no grandiose. There's nothing that would make you sit there and actually want to spend $2,000 for nosebleeds to go watch Jey Uso fight Gunther, or to watch Cody Rhodes fight CM Punk, who's washed in the ring, or not CM Punk, Cena, who's washed in the ring. You know, it's absolutely over. So there's nothing to hope for with Mania 41 season, and at the end of the day, the roster sucks, and Raw and SmackDown are absolute and utter garbage. The fans glaze Triple H to the point of no return, talking about Papa H and let Triple H cook, and all these stupid terms and stupid lingos and sayings, and now everyone's upset with Triple H for this awful Mania season. Pick your poison. You know, I told you guys that this was going to happen, and I don't even want to, this isn't good that I told you so. I want wrestling to be great. I want it to be amazing, but it's not going to happen in the near future. Unless something drastic changes and you start building young stars, it's over. So this video needed to be made. WWE is an absolute and utter disaster right now. Mania 41 season is garbage, and it doesn't even feel like Mania season. It feels like summer of 2024 WWE, where you're getting the same garbage over and over again. You know? So it's over. WWE is an absolute disaster right now, right? The roster sucks. Triple H and Cody Rhodes are just a terrible duo, right? They don't know what the heck is happening. And then Raw and SmackDown, which are the basis of your company, are horrible. And this is evident by you losing millions of viewers globally in just a month span. So it's over. Accept it. Be done with it. WWE sucks right now. Thank you all for watching. Have a phenomenal day. Peace out. One love.
Well, damn. He talking about one love, but ain't no love in this video. Hey man, shout out to C-Jack, man. I honestly don't know what to say. I really have no issues with Hunter. Only issue I have is with the Rhea and Liv story. That's the only thing I have issues with in the Judgment Day and the Live and Dumb shenanigans. That's the only thing I have a problem with. But other than that, man, Lyra in the Intercontinental Championship and Raquel's, opportunity of not getting the Intercontinental Championship opportunity. So I do have a few complaints, but not a whole lot to where I want Triple H to be fired or for him to step down his position. You feel me? So I do believe that, Hunter is doing a good job when it comes to marketing and promoting. But when it comes to booking, I just think I recommend he just gets somebody else to take his place on that. and he just focus on the business side. You get what I'm saying? It's just a suggestion, you know? I want Lyra to face Raquel for the title, if not Roxanne. And if Roxanne wins the Intercontinental title, I want her rivalry to be Raquel. Okay? She got a match next week, and I would really love to see Raquel and Roxanne beefing with each other. I would love to see that beef. If we could get that beef going, we got ourselves a rivalry right here. Because nothing will entertain me more than to see Roxanne versus Raquel in a part 2. Like this, next week is the part 1, but I would love to see part 2. If we can get a part 2 of Roxanne and Raquel, we got ourselves a storyline, brother. You know, so I hope we get to see that. But Roxanne will have to beat Lyra for the Intercontinental title in order for to get that rivalry going. You know, I don't know when Lyra is going to face Ivy, but we need to see that right away. So hope we get to see that. But is Roxanne going to win? I don't know. Is Raquel going to win? I don't know. Okay. All I know is Io Sky is not going to be in that Elimination Chamber, and I'm disappointed in that. But that's why I'm saying the booking for that is just lazy booking, in my opinion. I do believe that, you know, they should fix that, but because of Adam Pearce, they can't. So it's official, you know. Now we got to wait till after the Elimination Chamber to see the match. And I don't know how it's going to be a fair match. I think it's a setup. I don't know what's going to happen, but I do believe that WrestleMania is going to be a little bit frustrating just because, you know, the book is just no good. But however, I am excited to see Jey Uso versus Gunther. I'm hoping we get to see Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. So that's 2 things that I want to see, and that's 2 things that we need to see. So everything else, I'm probably going to sleep on it. I'll watch it, but I ain't going to be excited about it. You know, I'm only watching it because of you guys. So, but the match I really want to see is Jey Uso versus Gunther. And the match we really need to see is Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. That's it. But other than that, I'm not really excited for WrestleMania. I'm not in a rush. So let's just enjoy these next couple weeks before WrestleMania. And let's just do our part. You feel me? So that's all we got. That's all I got to say about that. But y'all comment down below. And what do you guys think, man? Do you think C-Jack got a point? Or do you think that he just tripping and he just, you know, just an angry man? But again, I think C-Jack has his points. Some things we can agree, some things we can disagree. I don't agree that Kevin Owens is a jobber. I don't think WWE sucks, but I do think the way they book needs to be developed. It needs to be organized by somebody else, not the CEO. You get what I'm saying? So hopefully they'll hire somebody to be in control of that, and then Triple H can just focus on the business side of it, you know, like the marketing and the promoting. You know, you get what I'm saying? So hopefully we'll get that. But in the meantime, we're just gonna have to, you know, go through the process. You get it? But the process, you know, hasn't started yet. But we'll get there. So y'all get on the comment box and make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new, and I'll catch y'all on the next one, all right? I'm out.